Hey, it's Gritskrieg from BusyGamer.com. Some of you might have noticed there was no update today on Labor Day. That's because Coach Boy and I were on our way on a jet plane back to Texas. Kind of sad when we got off of the plane. It was very, very hot. Probably not as hot as it was when we left, but it sure seemed hot after coming out of 60, 55 to 60 degree weather every day. Really, just Seattle is a beautiful town. For those of you who can afford or have the drive to do so, I recommend it highly. I hear it has the highest suicide rate in the United States. I don't know how that's happened. I think you have to be depressed before you move there for that to actually have an effect on you. But maybe it means the rent's lower. Something to think about. So that's probably our big news, is that we made it back from Seattle safely. No plane wrecks, no hijackings. Yeah, it was a pretty good day on a scale of 1 to, stupid. But I digress. As all of you know, we were in Seattle for the Penny Arcade Expo. This week we're going to be covering a lot of ground. We're going to be covering the new games that we saw. We're going to be covering the people that we spoke with. Probably going to hear a lot about hanging out with Rob and Haley, just because they were really cool and it was a lot of fun hanging out with them. Rob and Haley from CoinOp TV. Let me get that straight. Rob Welkner and Haley Bright from CoinOp TV. Met a lot of industry people while we were there, went to a lot of parties, played a lot of games. Those of you who can make PAX, there's going to be the PAX East Coast in Boston, if I'm not mistaken. If you can make it, I'd suggest going. Only a couple of the events that we went to were press only. Others were basically, if you took the time to stand in line and demo a game, you got an invitation to an after event party. The most gracious host, I would have to say, were Hudson Entertainment at their party. Really great guys and gals, and I definitely have to give them kudos for a very, very well put together event. Plenty of food, and I'm not talking like, somebody set out some chips and dip. We're talking about sushi, coconut shrimp with mango chutney. Oh man, I ate so much I forgot what I ate. So, but it was great. It was great. The Hudson Entertainment really knows how to put on and get together. We also went to the Dead Space Extraction Party, where they treated us very well there too. Probably the wildest party, however, was the party given by CCP, the creators of EVE Online. Their party was just sick. I mean, they had girls dancing in lingerie, they had fire twirlers, they even had a guy with a lightsaber, and I mean, of course it wasn't a real lightsaber. I know they're not real guys, so don't, email me and tell me that lightsabers aren't real. Very well put together replica, though. Looked like it might have had a glass lens projecting the light up into the glass on the actual saber part. He did like a couple of katas, and then he started doing like some dancing. I said that at the very beginning that there was women in lingerie dancing around. Well, they definitely took into account that there would be women there, because there were some guys on stage and they were buff. I mean, and knew how to twirl fire. Probably a plus. I'm not sure how that works, but I know I thought that the female fire twirlers were pretty hot. Fire hot. Anyway, we also played a lot of games. I think I might have mentioned that, but I don't want everybody to think that all we did was go out there and party. We did party. I'll be honest about that. But this week we're going to have coverage on World of Warcraft 2. I mean, not World of Warcraft 2. I'm sorry, World of Warcraft Cataclysm, the expansion. Critch Boy and I will be giving our thoughts on the new races and the new, basically, world that's going to be created out of this Cataclysm. We also will be posting up our thoughts on Mass Effect 2 from BioWare, which we really like the way it's coming along so far. New characters, new weapons, some changes a lot of people are probably not going to like, but I think that BioWare has another winner on their hands. Anyway, we'll be talking a lot more about that this week, going into more depth. We'll also be talking about Bethesda's 2 new games upcoming. Wet will be coming out before the end of this month, September. So if anybody's been keeping up with that, they know that the female mercenary that you play as is perhaps one of the most badassest asses on the planet. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm making it a word. Badassest ass. You heard it here first. Anyway, you got dual wielding weapons, pistols, shotguns, submachine guns, and even some exploding crossbow bolt things. It was a very impressive demo. We'll be talking about that, as well as their upcoming multiplayer, almost RPG-ish. I hate to say that about any FPS, but there is the possibility that this will have some effect on your geekiness if you're not an RPGer. It's called Brink. We'll be posting up our thoughts on that. We'll also be talking about, well, Left 4 Dead 2. Big controversy around that, talking about how it should have been downloadable content, should have been this, should have been that. Well, we'll be talking about it. We're also going to be, we've got interviews that we'll be posting up. Some of the guys from Bethesda, some of the guys from Telltale Tales, the Left 4 Dead crew. Got a lot of stuff coming up this week. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that we are still alive. And just on a side note, if anybody out there has pictures with us in it, we got a lot. We do have a lot of pictures with ourselves in it, but if anybody caught any of the after party events and you happen to have photos with us in them, we'd love to get a hold of them. If you have those, just shoot them to admin@busygamer.com. I'll be looking for them. Other than that, it's going to be a big week. Probably have coverage going into next week as well, because we got a lot of information from PAX. So stay up with us this week, and we'll be talking to you soon. If it's not talking to you, we'll be writing to you soon. So that's something to look forward to. Right? Yeah. Alright guys, this is Gritskrieg from BusyGamer.com. Thanks for watching.